was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco on deck. Say what's up to the people, Coco.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Man, welcome back. Yeah, shout out to y'all for joining us tonight, man. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Don't be stingy with them likes. I mean, y'all be stingy with them likes, man. Hit that like button for us, man. Also, man, for my YouTube folks, man, smash that subscribe, man. Shout out to y'all, like I said, for supporting the platform, helping us move this thing forward. But yeah, you gotta do these couple things for us, man. So step one, smash that like button. Step two, smash that subscribe, man. And like I said, light up that comment section, man, and turn on them notifications. Yeah, we need them things, man. Help us out. We need them things. All right, cool. We're going to get right to it tonight. We're not gonna hold it up. So let me drop this link. Here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming through an Apple device, man, come on through your device, man. Join us up on the panel. Don't be scared. Like I said, we're going to have the conversation regardless. If it's going to move us in a better direction, we're going to have it. So, yeah, the link here, right here in the video feed. You can also catch the same link in the chat feeds as well. So check out the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook. The Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, and you can grab this link as well. It's going to be in the chat area. I'll lead us up here a little bit as we get into this conversation. See what we got. See, shout out to Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you checking in with us tonight, holding us down. Appreciate it. Let me make sure I ain't missing nothing else. Let me just see. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think we okay right now. Okay, cool. All right. Well, yeah, y'all let me know if y'all need this link. And I'll get it to you. But I said it's in the chat feed, so you can catch it in any of the chat feeds and hop on the panel with us. Said if you ain't scared. All right. Well, so we ain't gonna hold it up tonight. We're gonna get right on into it, man. So yeah, topic for the night is over for Black love. Yeah, I even put it right there on the screen for you, so you already know. Topic for the night, it's over for Black love. Okay, well, let me get myself situated, man. I'm all out of whack today. Get myself situated. Okay, so yeah, so we got a plethora of videos that came over. I don't know, Coco. It might be me and you holding it down. We're gonna see how this go.
Yeah, we got it. Clean.
All right. So no, let me get ready for my notes. I gotta get ready. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so we're gonna drop video number 1. We're gonna get right on into this. Yeah, we ain't gonna hold it up.
Chivalry is dead in men, like opening doors, planning dates. Seems like they just want to come to your house and it seems like chivalry is dead in men, like opening doors, planning dates. Seems like they just want to come to your house and just chill and sit on your couch. So my question is, should I go easy on them? Lower my standards?
Absolutely
Allow them to
not.
correct the behavior?
Absolutely not.
Ain't dead. If y'all don't stop swimming in this old pissy dating pool, increase your caliber, baby, okay? Increase your value. Do so much for yourself to where to put you in different rooms. I always say that there is a pissy community dating pool, and then there is a pool of great value, high caliber men that you be missing because you entertaining these men over here. There are men who still hold the door for you, who still put your groceries up, who still bring you flowers, who are still willing to pay your bills. Don't get mad, men. There are men who are still willing to actually love you, but they not in the same space as those good-for-nothing hound dogs that you keep on fooling with. There are some real good men, but you have to increase who you are.
I say this, chivalry only died to the women who not worthy of it. There are 2 types of women. There are women who state requirements. Then when the right guy comes along, all of that falls and crumbles. And then there's other women who state boundaries that they actually willing to stand the on. And as a man, we can tell the difference. If you allow us to get full access or all access pass to your giving bare minimum, we gonna give bare minimum. At the end of the day, chivalry is not dead because there are women still out here that are not willing to bend, that are not willing to fold. What I said I require from this man is what I require. And if he falls short of it, I'll replace him with somebody that can do the job.
Period.
But if you're not one of those women, then you're going to have trouble out here in terms of maintaining these quote unquote boundaries that you set.
Okay, well, that's video number 1. So like I said, tonight we're talking it's over for Black love. Man, y'all drop a comment, man. Let me know what y'all say, man. I don't know. I'm about ready to some of this stuff, man. I'm about ready to tap out, man. Yeah, some of these folks, man, y'all don't even be sounding. I don't know if y'all know what y'all be talking. Man, let me chill out, man. Let me check the comments, and I'm coming back to the panel, man. Y'all, man, shout out to Savage.com in the building. Savage.com in the building. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Just holding down YouTube. Shout out to the real one. He said hello, everyone. What's going on, the real one? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight as well. See Donovan in the building. What's going on with you, bro? He said the expectation pool is on tilt today. These boisterous, less than attractive individuals are overly delusional. Man, Donovan, he always calling out that delusion. Oh, man. Shout out to my guy Vince in the building. He said, hey, fam, what's going on, Vince? Appreciate you hopping on with us, man, holding us down. Appreciate you. All right. So I'll come back to the panel, man. I see Silver hopped on with us as well. What y'all say? Yeah, what y'all say, man? Let me get my drink, man. Y'all, go ahead, Coco. I see you done came off. Go ahead.
I mean, I've been saying this since 2021. I've been asking women to raise the standard for themselves, not for men. I have been asking women to raise their personal standards for themselves since 2021. But y'all, I told y'all to go do some work on yourselves to figure out what you actually are bringing to the table. I asked you to do the real work and not the belly chains and matcha and Pilates. I said go do the real work. Do the real work to really figure out what it is about you. Because I just don't. I think that women, I agree with Donovan about the level of delusion that we're seeing. I just don't understand why you think that you can present yourself any old kind of way. And I'm not even talking about the way you look. Present yourself any old kind of way to a man and think he's going to see value in that. Like, where is this idea that men are stupid? I don't know where y'all got that from. Men are observant. That's what they are. So what they're doing is they're observing how you behave. They're observing how you speak, how you carry yourself, how you interact with other people. They can tell if you're not standing on business. If you set a standard for yourself, but then you don't maintain that standard even for yourself, then they already know that whatever you telling them, all they got to do is just break through your defenses. That's it. And I mean, I would have to agree. I have to agree with Trill. Like, I think there are women out here who carry themselves a certain way. So a man already knows there's only going to be so much he's going to be able to get away with her. And he's going to govern himself accordingly. So it is what it is. There was a movie, and whoever who has ever seen it will recognize this quote. But the quote in the movie was, every woman has exactly the type of love life that she desires. And I believe that to be true. You have the type of love life that you desire. See, we need to start understanding what it is out here. We blame it everybody else, but we're not doing any type of self, analysis. You have exactly the type of relationship and love life that you want. Because if you wanted something better, you would present better, you will go after better, and you would be better. So only certain type of men are going to even approach you, because they're already going to know by watching you and observing you the type of standard that you set. So they already know what they need to be coming with. And if they don't have it, they just gonna move around. However, it works the same way. They know what they want. And if you don't have it, they're going to just move around.
That's real. That's real right there. Appreciate that right there. Civil B-Bossy, I want to say anything. Y'all good right now? Y'all good? Oh, go ahead, Civil.
Just want to say good evening to everybody out there, especially those tuning in. The one thing I don't want to do is be pessimistic, although I do come off as pessimistic most of the time. I do not think it's over for love in general, let alone Black love. I just think people need to understand where they're at in life and what they have to exchange with somebody else. What the young woman what the woman was talking about, it seemed like she was talking down to people to where she had all her stuff together, all her stuff is good to go, so she doesn't have to worry about working on or fixing herself. But she still misses the fact that the reason why she's attracting and being surrounded by these people who are quote unquote less than is because that's basically where her level is, and that's kind of where she's got to be in life versus to where she would want to be or would like to be. Hey, I mean, I'd love to exchange, pesos for dollars, but the reality of the situation is value. And if you want something of value, you need to present value that's equal, if not greater than, if that's what you actually want to get. And I think that's where the true, kind of just foundation of love can actually be grown, because then you're putting yourself in a situation to actually be successful.
Right. Well, that's real right there. Appreciate that comment. Big Boss, you good, man? Or you want to say something?
The only thing I'll say is water seeks its own level. Sorry, ladies. If you're complaining about your dating pool, it's you. That's it.
Okay, straight like that. Okay, well, yeah. I just want to say this, man, because I'm not gonna even sit here in front tonight, man. I'm just gonna get right on to it, man. I'm tired, man. Man, I'm tired, man. I'm listening to this young lady, man, and shout out to her for at least, coming up and being honest, I guess. But I'm just like, young lady, I'm like, I never hear how anybody themselves needs to make improvements. Like, that just never comes up. And I'm like, once again, what I'm saying, here's another example. We're talking, or she's asking, is chivalry dead? And it's like everything else that comes out of her mouth is, this, guy coming over to her house, chilling on her couch. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? He ain't calling you out when you come over to his house chilling on his couch. But it's like the way she's framing everything. And it's like, she never mentions anything that she needs to improve. Like nothing. Yeah, because see, this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Sybil said, like chivalry's still there. That's not gone. Like that's not gone. Yeah, but it's like the part that we don't want to acknowledge is that we've changed. Yep, in a lot of situations we've changed for the worse. Yep, and I see it in these videos time after time. It's just like, ladies, the one thing that you can't keep doing is you can't keep asking men to stay the same, but then you change. Like, that doesn't work. Like, y'all want the men to maintain their chivalry level, and you want them to be gentlemen, and you want them to be providers and protectors and leaders and this and that. So essentially you want men to stay the same or stay in their traditional frame. But yet y'all don't want to stay the same. Yeah, y'all want to do the modern stuff now. You want to call shots and partner with a man and he got the co-lead with you and all of this. And it's just like, you don't want to reciprocate no more. You don't want to, he paid a bill. You don't want to pay the tip. Like, y'all don't want to do anything that women used to do, but yet you want men to stay the same and continue to do what they've always done. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense. It's like you're talking about chivalry. It's like, yeah, guys will chivalrous to young ladies. Yep, they were chivalrous to grown women. Like they were chivalrous to women who respected and appreciated, what they were doing. But it's like, that's not what we see on social media now. We don't see the appreciation. We don't see, like, we don't see none of that. But yet I continue to see, young ladies asking, is chivalry dead? And it's just like, yeah, but what's your part in helping kill it? Yeah, if that's how you feel, what's your part in helping kill it? So yeah, I just think we gotta be honest about some of this stuff, and we gotta start looking at ourselves first. Yeah, and that's the one thing that continues to be missing. Yeah, it's like nobody is looking at themselves first. It's just always what the other person is doing. You know, the young lady who was that Kitty or one of them in the video told the girl, you know what I'm saying? The problem is the type of men that she's entertaining. And I'm like, even that right there, that was cap. I'll be honest with you, as on the male side, as the man looking at this situation, the problem is you. Yeah, it's not the men you entertaining.
But so then Kitty was right though.
Go ahead.
Because the problem is her, because she's entertaining the wrong type of men. So I'm not sure if that's how I don't know if that's where Kitty was going with it, but however she was going, whatever she meant by it still applies, because whoever she's saying it's like she's had this particular situation happen more than once to her, because she said men, like general, right? So if this has happened to you, even if it's happened to you a couple of times, then you're picking similar type of men, right? So what does that say about you? Because those are the men that you're attracting. That goes back to my point about, you know, women have the exact type of love life that they want. You're picking that. If you want the guy that's going to open doors and pull out your chair, and if you want that kind of guy, then you need to make sure you're putting out that type of energy, right? Women love talking about energy and how they want to match energy. Okay, well, if you want to match, you know what? I guess men out here matching energy too. So if you're putting out that I don't have high standards for myself, then why would he think that he needs to approach you with any type of higher standard? Right? So in a way, yes, she is the problem.
Right. And I get that. I get that.
But Ms. Coco, there's another thing. There's another aspect to this too. So even if she might be dealing with bad dudes, she's picking bad dudes, but men aren't stupid. The good men also see what's going on, right? So good men, or quote unquote good men, I'm just gonna I'm gonna say me. If I know there's a scallywag and she's a scallywag and she's dealing with bum dudes, and she comes to me, you know what I'm gonna do? Treat her like Pookie just treated her too. I'm not gonna be pulling out doors for her, taking her out on dates, being nice to her, even if she's like, "Oh, I've changed my life." Nope, I'm doing what Pookie did, and that's the problem. I think a lot of women don't get, like, a lot of men. We talk to each other too. We're going to treat you the same way. I'm sorry, and it's not. I'm not saying it's fair, but that's also what's going on too. Like, some women will forever be in one category unless they move to another city.
Wait. So we're saying that because we're asking women to hold themselves accountable, and we're asking women to do the self-analysis. Okay. So if we ask women to hold themselves accountable and we ask them to do a self-analysis, if a woman comes through and does a self-analysis and says, yeah, I've been approaching this all wrong, there's some things that I need to correct, and she does the work to correct those things, are we saying that we're going to ignore that and it doesn't matter, because if she always was doing this, then she's always going to be that? Is that what we're saying? We're not giving any type of consideration to a person making changes? Are we saying that they always? I'm just asking, because if that's the case, like, then it is over. Because if we're saying you can't fix yourself, that there's nothing you can do to fix yourself, then it is over.
I mean, do you mind if I answer that one, B-Boxer?
Yeah, we're on the same page, Silver. You got it.
It's not that her making those adjustments and changes in her life won't make it better for potentially the next guy. It's just there's certain men that are of certain ilks, and I don't even want to necessarily put myself in that class, but I'll say there are like top tier dudes, and just because you decided to realize what the mistakes that you made were, it doesn't mean that it qualifies you to now be treated like a top tier female from me. In most of those cases, it's just a little too late. And I mean, chivalry isn't dead, because I'm a man who's chivalrous. But if you ask other people that I've encountered in my past, they'll probably tell you I'm the biggest asshole in the world. And it's just because that's what they got, because that's what they asked for. And I'm always going to try to give the minimum. I'm not going to overpay for something that's less money. So I'm going to give it the exact amount. And if I can undercut the cost a little bit, I'll undercut the cost a little bit.
What does that say? Okay. What does that say about, okay, I got to do it. Okay. I got to do it. What does that say about a man though? Because what is your standard? What is your standard for yourself? Right? Like I do understand that if a woman is giving you a certain type of thing, like she's just not necessarily where she needs to be as far as her morals or character, I understand that you may feel like, well, why should I give this particular woman the world? Right? And it's not that I don't get that, but I guess I would say to that though, then why even waste your time with a woman who isn't meeting a certain standard that you say, okay, well, I'm looking for this. She not really that. So then why even entertain a woman that's not giving that, right? Because that's what we're telling women. We're telling women that they need to hold the line and they need to set a standard for themselves, set boundaries, and then stand on that, right? That's what we're telling them. But now we're introducing that men can, be with a woman that is subpar. And so since she's subpar, then I'm going to give her bare minimum because she can deal with that. And that's all she worth. So I'm just like, why even? But what I'm saying is I get that, but you can still get sex though. You can still get it. Like do you have to have it from her?
Man, if she's hot.
You have to have it from her. Like there's no, you see what I'm saying? Like
everything, quantity over quality.
But okay, but this goes back to what I was trying to hold men accountable for being a part of the problem. A lot of men wasn't trying to hear that. Y'all wasn't trying to hear that. And I'm not necessarily speaking specifically to the men on the panel, but y'all wasn't trying to hear that. When I was trying to say men are a part of the problem for reasons like this one, nobody was trying to hear that.
Well, yeah, so I understand what you're saying on that, Ms. Coco. Like, I do agree with you to an extent. The problem is that there will always be a lot of women who are scallywags, and I'm just going to treat them that way. I'm sorry, like, if I
why are you messing with scallywags?
Because they're hot, and I'm not going to get them pregnant. Why not? What's wrong with that?
Because
I'm a grown man.
Trauma.
I'm a grown man. What's wrong with that?
Because it's bodies and it's trauma.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. I feel great.
Oh, come on.
Do what about her? It don't matter.
Oh, well. I mean, listen, look, I live in, no offense, I live in reality. Men's reality is this. We understand that there's just going to be women out here who it's just not it, right? And I think women know that too. They're living in a world of delusion. And they're like, oh, if I have sex with this guy, I can make it so that he'll date me, he'll marry me. A lot of women have like what is it called? Like they think there's the movies about them, they're producing the movie by them, they're right. Like it's all about them and it's not about you. Like you might even tell them the real story, like, hey, you're not it. And they will still be like, but I can change this guy. It kind of is
over.
Give
her the time of day. I said this. I said this when I was telling y'all.
But a lot of men are very we're honest. We're like, I'm just having sex with you. I've told women to their face. But you're
validating her. You're validating
with sex?
Her. As long as a man will give her attention, right? As long as a man will give her attention, then she's gonna think, well, I can't be all that bad. There's some, he wants me in some way, shape, or form, right? So as long as that's the case, you're validating her, right? Listen, I'm not asking you to say that makes sense. I'm just explaining to you the thought process. You're validating this woman. You're entertaining her. That's validation.
That's delusion.
The attention when y'all click like on her post, or you send her a DM or anything like that, any type of attention. She walked down the street and you Google her and she see you Googling her. That's all validation for women. That's validation. So even if you don't want her like that, please know that strokes her ego the same way your ego would get stroked. It's validation for her. Y'all are validating it. And especially don't let her be, nasty, rude, and a mean girl, and y'all still dealing with it because she got good cat. Like, that's validation. I get that it's just, text for you, but for her, that's validation. And that's a part of the problem. Y'all have to stop entertaining these women and stop entertaining this foolishness. Y'all got to cut it off. If you want to send a message, like, you got to cut it off. Like, you can't be dipping back in and dipping in and out. You got to cut it off. Y'all not doing that. I told y'all took the provision and the protection and you left the penis. I told y'all that, but y'all didn't want to cop to that. Now y'all proving my point. Once again, I feel vindicated. Where Victoria at?
Men, keep doing what you're doing. Men, keep doing what you're doing.
Victoria.
You ain't talking about Victoria Williams, are you?
Vindicated.
Oh yeah, she down in the comments. Yeah, she down in the comments. I feel like I need to check in with Cole real fast because I see the fellas deep on here. Cole, you there? Cole, might she step away?
Nah, I'm here. What's up?
What's going on? You want to say something on this, or you quiet right now? What you doing?
Y'all, you sound like some bullshit.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I have decided to be the evil Gemini for the rest of the year. So,
what you want to say? Go and get it off your chest.
Y'all, it sounds like some bullshit. It sounds like y'all taking advantage of y'all men.
Oh, B-Box. I think that's for you, man. It sounds like taking advantage.
Like, advantage of who? Women who are stupid? That's not my fault. I can't help that.
Oh.
See, this is why I ain't saying that. I'm done. All right. Bye.
Oh, come on.
No, but seriously though, if you, I gotta be honest. I think a lot of women lie when they say this man tricked me. A lot of men are telling women these days what's happening. They're telling you chapter and verse. I'm doing this. This is what's going to happen to you. This is where it's going. And a lot of women are like, "Well, he lied to me." No, he didn't lie to you. He told you we were just Netflixing and chilling. He told you this is what's going to happen. That's what's going on out here, man. Like, I'm sorry, ladies. A lot of y'all ain't worth it. Y'all ain't it. I'm sorry. And a lot of men are not going to sacrifice sexual desirability. That's not going to happen. That's not the real world. I'm sorry. I know a lot of women
don't have no discipline. No discipline.
There is discipline. I'm not having children.
How? Where's the discipline showing up at?
I'm not having children. I'm not having children with scallywag women. That's discipline. Most black men have no children. That's discipline. Most black women.
Not discipline. Discipline.
That's discipline to me.
Discipline, of course it is. But discipline would be not even wasting time on something that goes nowhere.
That's not wasting time.
Nowhere.
I got my nut off. That's
nowhere. Awesome. That's still toxic behavior. It's still toxic. See, to be fair, this is why I don't like y'all statistics. Boom. I appreciate you. This is why I don't like y'all statistics. Because this man is in that. What was the remind me of the statistic of the amount of men that are creating all the babies? Is it like 30%, 20? What is it again?
It's very low. It's like if you're talking about men with multiple children, it's like maybe it's like 7 or 8%.
Okay, cool.
It's very low.
So we're saying that small minority of men are the ones who are impregnating all of the women that are having the babies. Okay, but this is why I have a problem with that stat. Not because I'm saying it's not true. I never told y'all that I thought it was untrue. What I said was, and I'm gonna stand on it, is that doesn't say anything about the type of character of all these other men. So we're saying that this small amount of men are the problem, but in the larger number, there's a lot of men that are a problem. They just ain't baby daddies. That doesn't make them any less of an issue because they're not a baby daddy. So are we saying that the only barometer for a no good dude is that he don't got a baby? Like, that's the difference between him being no good and not being. I'm not saying
that at all.
This is the point that I'm making. You're not telling me much. You're not telling me much about the state of men by saying they don't have a baby.
They're
What
better
I'm
than
saying
women.
is, you're not telling
They'll
me
say the men's better than
that
women.
you're not. That's a very low bar to set at this point.
Babies having
That's the bar
babies
you
with
going
black
with?
having
That's a
babies.
very low bar to
No,
set.
he's
Having
talking about the end of
babies is not.
comparison.
Saying that is better than what black women are doing, that's a very low bar to set. So that's y'all barometer now. So y'all barometer for how good y'all are is based off how bad black women are. That's a horrible way to determine the type of men that we're dealing with. This is the point that I'll be making. Y'all talking yourselves into foolishness. Saying that the barometer for men is how bad black women have gotten. So because we haven't gotten as bad as black women, we doing pretty good. That's a horrible barometer for the how to rate the character of a man. So saying to me that because I'll give you, okay, let's just say 10% of the male population are the ones making all the babies. So that means 90% of y'all not doing it. Okay, cool. That is good. That's great. However, that doesn't say anything about your character as a man simply because you haven't knocked the woman up. Because y'all still out there messing around with women that y'all know y'all shouldn't be messing with. Y'all still out there sleeping around. You just protecting yourself, thankfully, but you still out there sleeping around, creating trauma, causing trauma for other people, other women, in other situations. But then you want me to look at the 10% and say, these are these horrible men. These are the scallywags amongst us. But meanwhile, in that 90% of men, it's all kinds of stuff going on up in there. But we supposed to just overlook it because those men haven't knocked the woman up yet. That's the crazy, that's the foolishness that we're dealing with. And y'all want me to co-sign that foolishness. I will not. So y'all can knock the men on this panel that I'm talking to right now. So y'all can run, jump, skip, and hop y'all behinds in that comment sections. I do not care because I'm going to stand on this one thing. Men, y'all need to get it together. Y'all out here talking about women, and listen, y'all know I'm the first to call a woman out. But y'all need to get it together too. I'm not going to be up here coming on the show every night, big up in men and holding men down and telling the women they need to get their stuff together. But then y'all telling me some more foolishness like this. And I'm supposed to go, oh, you know, me, women are the problem. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Y'all not going to do it. We're not going to do this no more in 2025. I'm not going to do it. From now on, if y'all keep coming up on this panel talking this foolishness, please bring it. I want y'all to bring the foolishness because I'm ready for it. I'm accepting all foolishness applications for the rest of the year.
So
yeah, I see
I will.
Vince and off. Go ahead, Sylvan. I'm coming to Vince after that. Go ahead.
I will say this, Ms. Coco. You're 100% correct. In all reality, there's an amount of accountability that men have to accept in this situation. In all honesty, when I think about my past and my actions, I would make different choices based on the information that I have now. However, the reality of the situation, which is what Beatboxer is presenting, which is what I am presenting, in an ideal situation, men will understand that the people that, you know, they're skeeting on, these are people who were little kids, who grew up, who had traumatic things happen in their lives that caused them to go down and choose a certain path that put them in the position that they're in now. However, those same men that are doing these things, whether they're a part of the 10 or the 90%, based on the numbers we've discussed, they also go through those things. And this is their answer to that same question. The reality of the situation is the community, the culture itself has to evolve to get to where men are held accountable, but also women are held accountable. Now, what you're saying is 110% true. Men should not just go sleep with a woman just because they can. That is not what they should be doing with their time. They should be focusing on themselves, whether it's on health, whether it's on getting their game together, whether it's on getting a better life and getting more for their future family. That I can agree with. However, the reality of the situation is if you're in an area and the majority of women around you are only offering their bodies, they're only offering, you know, that physical intimacy, they're not offering anything outside of that. As a man, just your nature is going to cause you to go ahead and exploit that. And that's just the facts of the way the world works. Granted, I would love there to be a world in which I was more prudent with who I shared myself with because I'd be much further along in life. However, that's not the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is I dipped my pen wherever I could find ink. And unfortunately, it's led me to where I am now. But I do agree with you, Cole. I think you're 100% right. And I think you bringing that up and it being brought to the attention of people on this panel, as well as just in general to the people listening to this podcast, I think that that's what changes the whole flow of time when it comes to something like that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Go ahead, Vince. It's on you, man.
Okay, let's just keep it 100. The thing is, men want sex, women want money. It all boils down to that. You will never, because a woman can get her rent paid. She go out to eat with somebody she don't like. Oh, my sugar daddy, can you help me pay my rent? They want money, and men want sex. And that's how it will always be, and that's how it is. Just like, and the problem that we're having is that we're lying to ourselves. We're trying to say it's even, and it's not even, and it's not equal. Women want to say, oh, I'm strong, independent, don't need no man, but I really want you to pay the majority of the bills, or I'm not going to respect you. Oh, I want a man of God. No, you don't. You just want a man that's not going to cheat. So a lot of times we just got to understand what the real is. So I understand your point, and I do think men need to have more discipline, but I agree with B-Bots. The discipline is not having no babies. So then I also think
Amen. Thank you.
These so-called standards are some bullshit. I totally agree with B, but those standards are for the dude they don't like. Because you know what you should ask every woman? Let me see your baby daddy. Especially for the ones that got kids.
6 feet tall, right?
They ain't nothing like what their standards are, and you had a baby with him. So miss me with them standards. You go act right for the one you like, period.
A woman can say the same thing. Y'all don't got no standards either.
When it comes to sex, when it comes to sex, we
y'all have no standards either. So then why y'all treating women? So that's crazy to me, right? So y'all willing to sleep around with these women. You're willing to sleep around with them, even though you know they only good for just a leg, right?
But
you're willing to do that.
They getting the same thing we get.
But then you want a good, clean woman to accept you when you've been out there doing that.
Because we have leverage. They will. We have leverage.
They will.
Happens all the time. I want a good one right now. Happens all the time.
You know what?
Okay, you got leverage, but that means you gotta act like that. Wait,
Chloe, it's a double standard. It's a double standard. Nick Cannon can go out there and get
up next, Cole.
Just because it is, that don't mean act like that.
Say that again, Cole. No. Repeat that. What you just say?
I said just because there's a double standard don't mean act like an ass. Like that's
who's gonna stop me?
I don't think it's acting like an ass. I think
who's gonna stop you?
I know somebody who right dead in your tracks. He'll stop you right dead in your tracks.
That's crazy.
Who's gonna stop men?
Y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
Who's gonna stop men from doing that?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta let me pull somebody. I gotta pull in some stability in this conversation. This is getting wild. Herschel, you know I'm looking at you, bro. I know you hearing this right now, man. Come, man. What you say about what's being said right now, Hersh? Come on, man.
All right, man. So I think it's like a misconception. I think I'm gonna try to speak for all the men on the panel, but I could be wrong. But I think the majority of us, like, we're not speaking on like saying we're trying to turn women out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got a good girl, and then you just turn her out and turn her into the for the streets or anything like that. They're speaking off of women that are already it's a wrap. And you know that. Because as far as like the reality of it is, as far as rehabilitation, people are going to be who they are. People are who they are. So it's false hopes of what people thinking they're going to change and make it better and change their life and do a 180. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. So we know that. They know that too. So the women already know that's what their place is. Some of them are delusional. A lot of them are. They think they can get something better, or they can get something this and that. But at the end of the day, we're referring to those women that are just too far gone. We're not talking about we just gonna find a nice lady that got some respect for herself, don't have no kids, looking for a husband, and we gonna sit over here and turn her out, and just, there are men out here that do that. But I don't think the men on the panel are those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where at least I think they're coming from, what they mean. At least that's where I'm coming from. Like we've all been there. We've all had, the people that we know. We know she's just, for a good time. And the girl know that too. And then if most of us men too, what we do is like what B-Boxer said, we'll tell them straight up and from the jump what it's about. Now, I mean, so like I said, we're not subscribing to the, those men that play games with women, fooling around with them and all this and that. We just talking about, we just are gonna act accordingly to what you're presenting. So that's what I'm gonna put for right now. I mean, that's what I interpret from this stuff.
Herschel agreed with me. Holy shit.
Yeah, but see, I still got a problem with this.
Me too.
What's the problem?
Me three. Since you want to point out all these advantages, you acting like I got a question. So you acting like this, like are you acting like this in your marriage right now? Like you acting like this as a person dating to even think that you got this type of advantage? No.
I don't think so.
I can't get with that. I can't. Just because you have leverage don't mean use it or act so arrogant and such. Just act arrogant. That's not cool.
But I don't think it's leverage. We live in a very sexually stimulated society. She getting the same thing I'm getting. I'm not sitting up here trying to talk her into sex and lying to her. We just casually having sex. She wants sex, I want sex. Ain't nobody sitting up here lying and saying, oh, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to take care of you the rest of your life. Hey, what you do? Okay, we going out?
Now,
okay,
some of them are saying that, Vince. Now, some of them saying that.
Yeah. I think it's lies on both sides. But I think women genuinely know what they're getting into. I think they genuinely know what they're getting into. If they genuinely know, okay, if we just kicking it, or if there's something serious. And most women okay with just, especially these younger women, they okay with just kicking it. Yep. You act like every woman want to get married. Most of them do not. They want the same thing. You want a good time and a good nut, and you better come with one.
Okay, but let me offer this, right? First of all, Hirsch, like I don't disagree with you. The thing is, I don't disagree with, I won't say anything that y'all have said. What I'm saying, I do understand where you guys are coming from. Okay, I get where you're coming from, and I understand that the men on this panel are speaking from a perspective of men, right? So, I know you guys are married. This ain't y'all are just speaking from a male perspective, right? Just like I'm speaking from a female perspective, and I get that. But this is my issue with it, though, right? While I agree that a lot of you probably are being upfront with these women and telling them what it is. I'm just speaking once again from a female perspective. If I am a woman who wants male attention or just wants to be around men, or like you said, Vince, I want to lay too, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you whatever you tell me is okay. I'm going to say, oh yeah, I don't want nothing. I mean, I'm not looking for nothing right now either. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm out here. I got my friends, I got my this. I'm not trying to be in a relationship right now. I'm going to, whatever you on, I'm going to be on. Right? Until I'm not. And for women, that happens more often than they will ever admit to you. So they're going to tell you, I'm on whatever type of time, and I'm not blaming y'all for that, okay? But they're going to tell you I'm on whatever type of time you on, right? And then all of a sudden they won't be. And I'm willing to bet that some of y'all might have even experienced that. They was on that type of time that you was on until they weren't no more. And it's happening more than you guys probably realize, because a lot of those women are the same ones that are hopping, running, jumping, and skipping to the internet to talk about men ain't this and men ain't this and men ain't that. Most of them women are probably women that came out of a situationship that they once agreed to. So when I say men having discipline, once again, I'm not blaming you for her issues. I'm simply saying, though, this is the other side of that. This is what the other side of that looks like, right? So while you're not directly to blame, what you are doing is cause and effect, though. So when I'm saying think about what you're entertaining and who you're entertaining, that is why I'm saying that, right? That's it, right? Like, because we're trying to get to a point now where we've talked about the problems. Clearly, we know the problems that women have. We're starting to see there's some issues on the male side. Okay, what's next? Because we can't keep saying it's all the women, and we certainly can't keep saying it's all the men. Right. So that's why I offer the type of, comments and questions and statements that I'm offering, because I'm trying to get us to a point where we can have genuine conversations about what's the real issue, like what's at the root of it, right? And I think this is part of that.
Let me get this comment real quick. Hold on, Vince. Let me get this comment real fast. Shout out to our big bad bull in the building. He said, let's see, I think that's what she fails to understand is this foolery starts at a very young age, where the girls or young ladies are actually far much more developed than the boys or young men. This convo is mute to the old heads. You know, big bad bull. Yeah, I do think that this type of stuff is starting at a younger age. But I think something else that we got to let go is, I think in a lot of these situations, we making a lot of assumptions. Yeah, I was looking. I saw a couple of your comments come in, Big Bad Bull. You dropped another comment as well. Let me see if I can find it. All right, this comment right here. You also said, let's see, women mature so much faster and are typically far more educated than men. However, even though the smash and pass game has been around almost a century now, the hoes still choose to be stuck on stupid. And what I would say to this is, or the reason why I made the point of we got to stop making assumptions is, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I know this is probably controversial, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't truly believe women mature faster than men. Yeah, I've never believed that. Now, I do think women may mature faster when it comes to childbearing and those types of things at a younger age, but I don't think that women mature faster than men. I don't believe that. Because right now, if we're saying in this comment that these hoes can still choose to be stuck on stupid, then she ain't all that mature. Yeah, but we've given those passes. We've just ingrained that in everybody. Women mature so much, faster than men. Women are so much more educated than men, and all of this stuff is really based on perspective. If it's based on perspective, he said, let's see, Donovan said women develop faster. Yeah, no, so that's different, especially when we're talking about physical. That's different. But a lot of this stuff is based on perspective, and us making a lot of assumptions. Yeah, because we can look at people's actions and really tell how mature somebody is. If age does not dictate maturity. Yeah, but I'm not sure where we get that. And I'm sure anybody who's ever grown up, you've seen the differences. Yep, coming through middle school, coming through high school, you could tell the girls who actually had a level of maturity. And you also could tell the little ones who was lacking. But we still like to stick to this overall premise that women mature faster than men, and that's not true. So I'm gonna come back to Vince, then I'm gonna say something about this. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you go ahead and rock, Vince. Come off mute, man.
Now I will say a lot of these situationships and a lot of these sexual partners is not conducive for marriage. I will say that because you bring all that into your marriage. You bring your sexual experiences, you bring a lot of trauma, you bring a lot of toxic behavior, and it's really challenging to kind of right the ship after you done veered to the left, for so long. So I will say it's not conducive for healthy marriage. I will agree with that, Coco.
Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. I got to say this real quick. Man, this is something we got to address, man. Yeah, to my fellas and these little chicks and these little bust downs, we got to address this at some point. Yeah, we got to address this at some point, man. Fellas feeling like because the bust down opportunity is there, I gotta knock it down. Like we gotta address that at some point. Yep, in my opinion, that is not the right mindset. Because one or two things is gonna happen. If you busting down the wrong ones, you're gonna end up with somebody, baby, you do not want to be associated with. Two, you're gonna end up burning, sizzling, smoking, whatever you want to call it, itching, whatever you want to call it. Three, you're going to end up in some bad situation that you really don't want to be in. Yeah, and I feel like as men at some point, especially before we get to the young fellas, we gotta break this mindset of because it is there, I gotta bust it down. Like that's not it. Because at the end of the day, as fellas, if we actually think about what we're saying and we applied that to life, we would be all messed up. Yep, and if we walked in the store and we saw some, I don't know, we saw a Rolex that we wanted and it was just sitting there on the counter and nobody was standing around. If we took on that mindset that we take on with women, then I'm just going to snatch the Rolex and walk out the store. And see, now I'm going to be locked up. It's like, so if we took on that mindset of because something is in our face, we just got to smack, we just got to take it. Our life would it would be over. Like, let's just be for real. It would be over. So, yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think as men, listen, I know I'm going to catch some heat from the fellas, but that's all right. I'm cool with that. I think we got to adjust that at some point. Yeah, because I said for me, it almost comes off like weakness. Yeah, but I don't understand that. That's not the world I come from. Yeah, I don't understand it. Go ahead, Cole. I saw you come off, or Herschel. I see both of y'all off. Go ahead.
I was thinking with that. To me, it also shows the lack in mindset of wanting like a family and like family structure and values, which to me is even more unattractive. So.
Okay, appreciate that right there. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Hirsch. Come on, it's on you, man.
Oh, yeah, just real quick. I don't know because you had made the statement about the where that come from as far as women maturing faster than men. I mean, it just kind of goes back to like the science of it. They say like regarding like the prefrontal cortex, like the wiring, women mature quicker than men do. So it's like
I get that.
That's debatable. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much where they get that from. About the maturing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get that, man. Like I said, I know, and the only reason I'm making the point is, there's so many things that we've been conditioned with. You know what I'm saying? The women mature faster, the women are more educated. And it's just like when we actually break these things down, it's not always what we've been conditioned with, right? There's more to it. There's more context that's needed and so forth. And that's it. Then it's not, we can't make the blanket statement. Yeah, it doesn't apply to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only place I was coming from for that one. All right, let me I'm gonna keep us moving. We got another one. Well, I got a couple more down here.
What are you doing?
I'm on the phone.
Okay, I have a quick question. Mm-hmm. Can you get your hair out of your face? What advice would you have for another 17-year-old?
Yeah, for the context, this young fella is 17 years old.
Don't trust women. Just get some money.
What?
Don't trust women. Just get some money.
That's your advice?
Yeah.
What other advice do you have?
I'm going through it right now, so that's my advice. Never, ever talk to women. Honestly, I think we should start a women and we should only love our mothers, sisters, and grandmothers. But we should stop talking to women for like 5 years and just focus on money, and then we all be up. And then by the time the 5 years over, I think these women will have learned a lesson and they'll stop doing crazy stuff to us.
You know I'm posting this, right?
That's fine. I actually want you to make sure. How long is this?
What do you mean how long this? Well, we've been recording for a minute.
Good. I hope y'all watch this whole minute because, like, I'm letting y'all know, like, these women, they like don't trust them. Please.
What about your mom?
Not said. Only our moms. We should only trust.
I know, but I'm I'm a woman first before I'm your mom.
No, you're not. Not in my eyes. You're my mama first. So I don't want to hear none of that. Your mom, you can trust your mom and your sister, your grandmother, but you shouldn't have any intimacy with any women for the next 5 years. I think as men, if we do that, we will grow stronger. We will have much more money, and then these women will realize like they really do need us, and they'll stop playing with us like how they do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that didn't really go as planned, but thank you for your input.
All right. So that's video number 2. So that was a 17-year-old man. So I guess the mama was asking him, you know what I'm saying, to give some advice to the other 17-year-old fellas. And y'all heard him. So yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say, you know, as it relates to what the young fella was saying. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you concerned? And then, then I'm coming to the panel, man. Coco Silver, Beatboxer Cole, Vince Herschel. What y'all say about what the young man was just saying? Yeah, tell me how y'all hear that. Go ahead, Vince.
Well, I'll speak because I agree with 80% of what he's saying.
Okay.
Problem that I have is that he's 17, and that shouldn't be his focus anyway. But, you know, I have teenage sons, I have grown sons, and I had my first child at 17. So I agree with the fact that you need to concentrate on yourself, find your purpose, find your vision, and leave these girls alone. I do believe that because I think that's part of the problem with these younger men. They jumping in these relationships really, really early. They don't know who they are. They want to be treated like men, but they're not doing what men do. And they out here having sexy, and they having babies early, and these relationships ain't working, and it's just a toxic cycle. So I do believe that he is right. 5 years, it's like a Spartan. You know how the Spartans used to go into the wilderness and become warriors? I think that's what's needed because it really happens in a lot of other cultures where the men separate from the women and get knowledge and get educated and then come back when they're ready to be fathers, husbands, and men. So I agree with 80% of it. The only problem that I have is that he's 17 and I don't know why he's talking about women when you still a boy and you're dealing with little girls. You're not dealing with women, you're dealing with children. You're 17. So that's the only problem I have. If he was 21, I would agree 100%.
Okay. Appreciate that right there. Let me get these comments. We're gonna come back to the panel and see. Kenyatta said the mom sounds so triggered. Yeah, she said that wasn't what she was looking for. Oh man, Donovan said, let's see, his mama's single, no man to manipulate, so she attempted to manipulate her son/husband. Not the son husband, man. Oh man. Okay. Let me come back to the panel, man. Go ahead, Coco. I'll see you off.
So obviously he is 17. He's young, so he hasn't had much life experience. I agree with Vince, though. At his age, I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, it's not like he should be focusing on women right now anyway. Just graduating high school or about to graduate high school. I mean, his focus should be elsewhere. So, I mean, that makes sense. But in a way, he did tap into kind of what I was saying and what I've been saying. Like, as men, your personal agency, because y'all believe y'all don't have any, but you do, it's your own personal agency to not deal with what you're seeing in the market. You don't have to deal with it. You do not have to deal with these women that want to use you and manipulate you and gaslight you and just want you for whatever they think they can get out of you. You do not have to deal with that. You literally don't. you can do exactly what this young man is saying and not worry about the intimacy with a woman, not worry about, dealing with a woman, not worrying about, chasing after them. You literally don't have to do that, right? You can choose. So if we're going to talk about discipline, now that's some discipline, because I agree. Women need to know that you guys are done with the behavior and done with the status quo. And the only way for a woman to know that is you have got to ghost her. And not for the wrong reasons. And you have got to just walk away. And I think that's where we are. Right? If a woman, I'm not saying the woman that if you find a good woman, then you know what to do. But when you come across a woman that's not worth your time, don't even do it. Don't entertain it. Don't validate it. She gets no energy. She gets no time. She gets no sex. She gets nothing, because that's the message you need to send. Like, I'm just not going to do, that's my choice. I get a choice, right? And my choice is I'm not spending my time, my energy, my money, no, you can't have my body. Like, you're not worthy. And there's no better way to let a woman know she's not worthy by just not even entertaining her. This is what I'm trying to say, right? Because when you entertain her any way, shape, or form, it's validation. That might not make sense to you, but I'm simply speaking to you from a female perspective. It's validation. So she gonna feel like I got something on him. Something. Even if it's my poo. Period.
Okay. Appreciate that right there. Let me get some of these comments and we'll come back to the panel. Let's see. Big Bad Bull says, see, and that was even out of the mouth of a 17-year-old. He's right. I'm going to just say these 304s ain't victims. They're very intentionally promiscuous. We have to tell the truth about the majority of what's really happening out here. Okay. I appreciate that. Appreciate that comment right there. See, Kenyatta said, let's see. He said young men should get their money, leave these women, young ladies alone for about 5 years and focus on caring for his mom, grandma, and sister. Eventually, women will realize how men are needed. Okay, appreciate that comment right there as well. See, Donovan said, let's see, this 17-year-old might have acquired this perspective from spending time with his father, who may not be in a relationship with his mother. That's possible. Yeah, it's possible right there. Let's see, 17-year-old mama just might be 34. Well, she could be. Could be. Okay, anybody else? If not, I'm gonna get to it. Go ahead. Well, B-Boss is first, Civil second. Go ahead, B-Boss.
Yeah, I think so. I do agree with a decent amount of what he said, but I think he was trying to be nice to his mother because I think she knows the way he's talking about her, too. And that's why she was a little upset about what he was saying. And I think we have a problem in these dynamics when it's like you have black boys with single black mothers. They say they love their mamas, and they do. But there's a lot of times when we hear them speak, there's a lot of trauma with their mothers. And I think it's even worse with the daughters, to be honest, too. We don't talk about that at all. I think single black mothers with their daughters, it's crazy some of the stories you'll hear. So he's more or less saying, hey, the reason why I feel this way is because the first teacher ain't shit. And that's my mama. But I don't want to say that to her face. And that's an issue. I don't even know how we address that. But wait, as a young man, you can't really do that for various reasons. But that's how I feel about it, at least.
Okay, appreciate that right there. Civil, it's on you, man.
Yeah, it's funny. B-Boxer kind of hit it right on the head. That's where I was going to go with it. The only other thing I would suggest is if a young person out there does actually get this message and hear this information, do not solely focus on money. Focus on acquiring skills that are going to help you later in life. Because money is great, money is cool, but even if you get a whole bunch of it, you'll realize that that's not really what happiness or life is. But yeah, B-Boxer basically said exactly what I was going to say.
Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. No, that's a valid point, man. Skills definitely will take you a longer way. So definitely, that's it. I agree with that right there. I just want to say this. I think the young man, he made some valid points, but I also heard something else. And I knew that eventually this would happen. But I make this point all the time where we know folks, that'll see things going on or experience things, and they'll or somebody else will experience things and they'll say, you know what, that ain't my problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I say this all the time. It always ends up being our problem. Yeah, this young man clearly has learned something, right? He's been around somebody done schooled him on something, but they've been schooling him on a lot of things. And I hear something as he's talking. The mom asked him, saying what advice would he give to another 17-year-old? And the first thing that came out of his mouth is, don't trust women. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, for me, that's concerning. Yeah, I'm not saying that all women out here are kosher. I'm not saying that all women out here are good for you. But when I hear something like that, I'm gonna be honest with you, it sounds like trauma. Yeah, it sounds like trauma coming out of a 17-year-old young fella. Yeah, I remember when I was 17, I wasn't talking like this. Yep, I wasn't talking like this. And I know we in a different time, but I wasn't talking like this at 17. Yeah, so to hear a young fella at 17 and the first thing comes out his mouth, it's not, get out here and get your money. It ain't none of that. It's don't trust women at 17 years old. Yeah, when he just really getting into the game, he already don't trust ladies already, right out the gate. Yeah, another thing he said, you know what I'm saying, just get you some money. I ain't mad. Go get you some money, bro. Yeah, but to Sybil's point, your sole focus to just not be money. It's way more to life than just money. Yeah, so I agree with you partially on that, young fella at 17. He also said basically no intimacy with these young ladies for 5 years. But then he followed it up by we gonna teach them a lesson. And I'm like, I'm hearing stuff. I'm hearing stuff, man. So you don't trust the ladies. You're gonna withhold some, what you say, you're gonna withhold some how you say it, Vince? You're gonna withhold some sexy for 5 years because you're gonna teach them a lesson. And I'm like, what lesson you teaching them? Yeah, so that's gonna be from 17 for you, that's gonna be to 22. So what lesson you teaching them? Yeah, so when I hear some of the things that the young fella's saying, and it's like on one foot, he sound like he done figured something out. Somebody done schooled him on something, but then on the other foot, I hear that little, I don't know if it's anger. I don't know what that is. I need somebody, somebody explain it to me. What is that? So that little thing I'm hearing on the other side of him, he want to teach these girls a lesson. He don't trust no women. I need one of the fellas. Go ahead, Herschel. What is that, man? What am I hearing?
I hear resentment. I hear bitterness. I hear some, like you said, some trauma. Somebody might even gave him an STD or something. You never know. It could be a number of things, Somebody, he got burnt one way or another.
True.
And also on top of that, what B-Boss was saying too is he's probably watched his mom, do some things where he's like, man, if my mama like this, oh no, it's over with. Unfortunately, that's what it look like to me. But for real. But on the serious note, yeah, I think it's something deeper. Like he's observed and experienced and dealt with something personal. Hits home to him, for he's kind of like damaged already, which is like crazy because I'm like, you should be just thinking about ACTs or getting, or whatever, or graduating, or next movie that's coming out. That at that age, what I'm saying, or whatever. But I don't know. It's a different time. It's a different time.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. Well, I said, I just want to make sure it's not just me, man, because I said, I'm listening to the young fella talk, and I'm like, man, you sounded like you already mad. You like, you 17, bro. Like, what? But man, I just don't be understanding it because Vince has said something before, man. It always stick with me. I think he said, "With the world is your oyster." I think that's how Vince say that. And it's like these young fellas, it's like the way I hear them talking. I'm just like, would you say, Vince? You on mute, man? Go ahead.
They sound defeated.
Yeah, it's like,
before
what
they
is
even
this?
began.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just wild to me, man. But yeah,
Stuff
you're
out
right.
here.
But it's okay. So then who? Okay. So then this is the thing. Like I said, I always talk about it. You know, we say it's not our problem, but it always ends up being our problem. You know what I'm saying? So now this lady, now her son, he being affected by it. And I said, I'm not saying that he's all the way wrong. He's not all the way wrong. He dropped some gems, you know what I'm saying, as a 17-year-old. So I'm happy to hear that part. At least he's thinking. But like I said, when I hear this other stuff, this trust, and he gonna teach him a lesson and all of that, and it does. I can hear the bitter, I can hear the trauma, I can hear the resentment, like it's in there already. So then I'm like, what is gonna be the experience for him now as he goes out into the dating space at 17, 18, 19 years old? How is he gonna be interacting with the young ladies? So yeah, just I don't know. You want to say something, Coco? Go ahead, Coco.
I do. I do. Okay, so listen. I appreciate everybody in the comments. I love y'all because we need the perspectives. We need all the perspectives, right? But I told y'all I'm accepting all foolishness applications in 2025. So listen here. This what I'm gonna say about this right here. This what I'm gonna say. We was just talking about bitterness, and we was just talking about resentment. We was just talking about trauma. This is why I told y'all, stay up out them women's face. Because comments like this, and I'm not trying to pick at you, it's your comment. It's your comment, okay? It's giving something. It's giving that there is some type of something with you and women. I don't know. Maybe you're married. You might be. I don't want to assume too much, but something about the way you've been commenting all night is giving that there's something with you and women. I don't know who hurt you. I know women like to say that. I don't know who hurt you, but the comments is giving something because we're talking about it's over for Black love. So if my perspective is towards men, it's towards men. If my perspective is towards women, it's towards women. The person that spoke in the video was a young man. So I'm speaking to and about young men. I don't need to bring up women right now. Wasn't no woman in that video. The woman was in the first video, and I spoke about women then. Now we're speaking about men. So I'm talking about men, right? Y'all sound like this comment is kind of given when women be triggered, when men start talking about them and they say, when you going to talk about the men? Why you always talk about the women? That's what this comment is giving. Right now we're talking about men. So that's what we on. That's the type of time we on. We on that type of time. And I would love to see you give this amount of energy and smoke to the men on the panel. Because right now, all your comments been about me.
Okay. There it is. We're going to leave that right there. Vince, you want to say something, man? You good, man?
And I think that I usually don't blame social media for a lot of stuff, but social media has changed so many things about how we interact with people on the day-to-day. It's so much comparison, and it's so much. Now, if you got a cute little shape, now you can go on Facebook and be an Instagram model, and everybody want to look like Sexy Red to get validation. So for young men, I think it's gonna be kind of hard, for them, just because of our culture too. These young girls, if you're cute, you got a little shape, they don't want no little broke 17-year-old. They want a 21-year-old that got a scat pack. It is what it is.
Not the scat, man.
Unless you that dude, and most of us ain't that dude. So it is best to just kind of keep your head down and get your grind on, because you might have a better outcome in the end.
No, I feel that. I feel that right there. I feel that. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that piece at all, man. Like I said, I can tell the young fella has definitely learned some things. So I said I'm always happy to hear that. But yeah, it's just I can hear a little something else in there. And I don't want, and I know it's a hard ask, but I don't want what is going on currently in the relationship space and this P and this dating pool. I don't want that to affect the folks who are going to come after us. But if it keeps up, it's going to naturally have to, right? But then as a parent, that just means you got to dial it up tenfold. You know what I'm saying? To try to educate yours and protect yours and give them the gems and the guidance, you know what I'm saying, to give them whatever you can to be prepared when they, as they step out into this situation. So yeah, that's all I'm saying on that, man. Anybody want to say anything else? I'll roll to the next one if not.
I do.
Go ahead.
I already told y'all what's up. So see the red box right there that got my name in it? COCO. That's my name. My name is Coco. That's my name. It's not love. It's not baby doll. It's not baby girl. It's not boo. It's not sis. It's not pumpkin. It's not none of that. It's Coco. So if you want to address me, you can do it by addressing me COCO. I know you can read that. Coco. I'm not dealing with this red pill foolishness BS no more. I'm not doing it. I wasn't built like that. I was built different. Now, if y'all want me to come on here with my feminine energy, I will do that and I will stay in my feminine energy. But y'all not going to keep coming for me just because I'm the only woman on the panel. We're not going to do that because I promise y'all, I promise y'all, I got time. No, it's not about me. So stop making it about me. Y'all comments is about me. But then when I respond, you want to say it's all about me. You making it about me. I didn't make it about me. I'm talking about the videos and the topics. What's wrong with y'all? Who hurt y'all? What's wrong? This is why I say what I say. Men, stop dealing with these scallywag women because it's making y'all bitter. It's making y'all resentful. It's making y'all hurt. Y'all hurt. Your feelings are hurt. So then you come on this panel and you attack a woman that ain't even did nothing to you. I've done nothing to you. Nothing. But you get in these comments because you hurt by other women. And now you want me to take all of that. I'm not going to take all of that. That's the BS. I'm not going to do it from you. Go take that to your mama, your grannies, your aunties. What he say? Do that. I'm not your punching bag. Go take that somewhere else. We don't do red pill over here. Save yourself, black man. Get up off of this. Because this ain't what you want.
Okay, there it is.
Y'all
Straight like that. Straight like that.
Leave me alone.
We're going to move on to this next one.
I never thought that I would be 43 and never been married, not engaged, not a prospect, not nothing. And I now understand those church women. Now that my daughter's in college, my son lives with his dad, I'm the only one here. And I work all day and I come home to a peaceful house. You see people's marriages, and I'm an Uber driver. I'm taking couples on dates and all of that good stuff. I had a guy in my car today that was surprising his wife and taking her to Italy and Paris. And I was just like, like, it's not about the things that he said. It's about the fact that he loves his wife. And I was just like, dang, was I like a terrible person in a former life? Like, was I horrible in my youth? Like, how come I'm not lovable? I've had men tell me that they love me, and I've had guys say they wanted to marry me, all of that good stuff, but I'm still single. And I come home alone. And I understand that I have the Lord. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, that doesn't stop the fact that I understand those church women now. I understand when a fine man walk in, and it's every woman for herself. It's not a good feeling to be older and you see people around you celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th anniversary, and you're like, yeah, I haven't made it more than 6 months.
B-Box, I see you shaking your head, man. Go ahead, man. What you shaking your head for, man?
I remember Mr. Vince, you talked about the wall being undefeated. Remember we had that conversation? Remember that? I mean, this is what it kind of looks like. She's not a bad. I'm not gonna go there. She mentioned she had a kid, so she had a man, 2. It's 2? Oh, 2. Okay, I didn't even know that. So shit, you had your chance. You messed it up. It's over. Ladies, like when you hit a certain age, it's hard.
Hey man, it's over.
Yeah, like you hit a certain age, it's done. It's done. You're done out here, and it's unfortunate. And I do think personally, speaking about the church and the black church in general, I do think it keeps black women single for a reason. Because for the pastors, black women, I think it's like 70% of the people there are black women. It keeps them single. They keep doling out the money. You know, because a lot of black men are going to be like, why are you listening to this? I'm going to be very careful what I say.
Yeah,
a lot of black men can see that there's a lot of black pastors who are pimps. They're pimps in the pulpit. And a lot of these guys can say, hey, he's running game on y'all. You need to run. Okay? So that's a conversation. I'm not trying to go further into that because I have a lot of problems with church and black churches in general. But yeah, you had your chance. You blew it. The wall hit you. It's over. Don't go after any men. Just as Kevin Samuel said, just get a cat, get a dog, die alone. You just need a maintenance man who'll hit it every now and again. That's it. That's what's going to happen. It's over.
Oh man, that's wild, man. Vince, I see you off, man. You want to say something on this, Vince? Go ahead, man.
It's over because and it's not because they're not good people. They're just not good for relationships. If you've been single your whole life, you done raised 2 kids by yourself, and you 40-something years old, now all of a sudden you want to be married because you like the feeling of it all. Because you done heard a man say he's taking his wife to Italy. How about he can't stand his wife for 10 years, but they married because there's a commitment to God, there's a covenant, and we're going to stay together and work it out. How would you feel if he came in your Uber and said that? Would you still want to get married? So I do think it's over. I just don't see how, and for some men too that have been single their whole life, and they get to their 40s and 50s, you done did everything that marriage is for. You done built your life, you done raised your kids. What, you want to get married? And I mean, I kind of understand that you need a little retirement policy. Okay, I get that point. You don't want to, your little Social Security ain't gonna make it to the end. But then you're going to have to just find somebody and quote unquote settle.
Yeah, no, that's real right there. You want to say something, Coco? I don't know if you just came
I'll
off.
wait for you. I'll wait for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still struggling to understand this, man. Why does this take so long? Yeah, I don't understand this. Why does this take so long? What? Go ahead, Vince.
Can I jump in? Because they feel like they got time. They feel like they don't have to be serious about, because these other they go to college, they looking for their husband at 22. They might not find him at 22, but they looking for him at 22. They putting possibles on the board. But our women have been told by their grandmama and their auntie and their nana, girl, live your life. Girl, you don't want to be like grandmama, stay with granddaddy. He had a whole nother family around the block. He cheated it up. So they do their hot girl summer. They get their education, and by that time they 33, 34, and then they look around and okay, the guys that I really wanted and I could have got, they gone, cause smart men get married.
Yeah.
And so then you stuck, you in a hurry, and then you say, then a lot of them too, they like, well, I might not have no husband, but I want a child. So they wind up having a kid because they lonely and don't want to be by themselves. But they don't understand that that's hurting your chances even more. Because you got to be a great woman for a man to want to take care of some kids that ain't his. And people don't want to say that, but it's the truth. It's a struggle and it's a challenge. It's a struggle and it's a challenge, and you have to be a great.
Hold on. Okay, my bad.
On both sides. On both sides. You know, and those are the and then it's over because you bring in so much extra to the relationship. You bringing you not bringing a seed and some dirt and some water. You bringing a whole damn plant.
Yeah.
And you know, you try to change a whole plant into some different dirt, plant usually die.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So
that's true.
And I never understood how people could say they want somebody, then they get married, and a lot of my friends, they last in 2 years, 3 years, and they divorced. They took all the pictures off of Facebook. You like, damn, it ain't last that long. Pictures ain't even dry.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Them
But
boys still
they
wet.
used to being single. They used to doing things their own way, men and women. They not used to compromise and tell them, well, you can't tell me nothing about my son, or you can't tell me nothing about my daughter. You can't tell me how to pay my bills. I've been paying my bills.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
I
want to
feel
talk
you
about
on
that
that.
part. They want to talk about going to Italy.
Right. No, I feel you on that, man. Yeah, it's just, man, I think y'all was spot on with it. They feel like they just got a lot of time. And it's just like, we don't have this much time. Like, I don't know why we feel like that. I mean, I'm seeing folks leaving us younger and younger. Like, we don't have that much time. Yeah, you can't just play around with it like that. Like, we don't have that much time. You know, oh, I'm gonna do it at you know, I might get serious about relationships at 30, or then it turned into, oh, I'm gonna get serious around 35. Then it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna get serious around 40. And it's like, before you know it, you know, like the young lady, now you 43, you know, with a couple kids who done, you know, in school, graduated, whatever. And it's like, nah, ain't nothing happened. No proposals, no marriages, nothing really, no leads, like nothing. Like, so yeah, I just think we got to break this mindset that we just got this unlimited amount of time. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Yeah, but it doesn't work like that. Yeah, and I think it always catch up to us, and it bite us. It bite us every time. See, Kenyatta said, let's see, that's the fairy tale mindset. This is where Donovan said, some women are let's see, some women are, I think that is mentally 14 to 18 years old. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, I understand. Let's see, Donovan said, let's see, that part of their life where somebody else paid all their bills and cost of living expenses, same time accountability was never pressed as a standard. Okay, appreciate that comment right there. Yeah, I think we got to make a change, man. Like I said, I know tonight we talking black love, but it's like, how we gonna get there if we ain't prioritizing it? Yeah, like it's gonna be over. Like, if we just feel like we got unlimited time and we out here playing, yeah, it's like it's gonna be over. And then this is the other thing, I got to say this, man. This I've been seeing this so much lately, man. Why is it that we don't have time for the love and relationship, but we always got time for the kids? I'm just keeping it a buck. Yeah, why don't we have the time for the love and relationships? Why don't we have the time to, you know, go out here and get ourselves together and put ourselves in position, especially for the women to be found by your man who got his stuff together, whatever. You know, and the fellas getting themselves together and putting themselves in position to go out here and find their wife and start their family and build their family and so forth. Like, we ain't got time for that. Yeah, the young lady, she just says she's 43. We ain't got time for that part. But we always manage to find time to have these kids. And I'm like, what's really going on? Yeah, what's really going on with that? If somebody school me, that's the I need somebody to answer that for me. How we always got time to have these kids with somebody we don't want to be with or don't end up being with, but we don't have the time to find the right person that we need to be with.
Because the kids ain't being created out of love. Kids are being created out of sex. That's why.
That's real.
And oh, my bad, Vince. Can I just interject to it? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
And it took me till I was 47 and married to be having sex with my wife, wanting to have a child. And I already had 2 kids.
Yeah.
So these kids are not being, and a lot of my friends are like, I said, did you want, and then a lot of guys say, yeah, I wanted to get a pregnant. Yeah, I wanted, but it wasn't for the right reasons. It wasn't because I wanted to build a family. It wasn't because I wanted to marry this woman and build a life and a legacy and a it's more of a, I just want, because it was cute. Or I just want a child just to have a child. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, these kids are being born out of sexy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm always trying to understand the mindset. Yeah, and I said for me, it just is back to priorities. It's like we can always find time to lay up and create these kids, but when it comes to finding a relationship, building a relationship, the young lady says she's 43, she ain't got nothing popping. It's like we can't never find time for the successful relationship, but we always can find time to keep creating these kids with folks that we don't even like, folks we don't even want to be with. We can always find that time. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. You want to say something, Coco? Or you good?
I was just going to say, like, from, just speaking to, just like from a female perspective, just speaking to other women, like, this is what happens when men approach you in the grocery store and you front them off and you're rude and you're nasty and you say, do I look like I want to be bothered right now? Or when you you're walking down the street and maybe you're going for a walk, maybe you're a little sweaty, you just came from the gym or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Maybe you don't feel the most comfortable, but you coming through and a man sees you and he just likes seeing you in your natural essence. You look natural, you look real to him, and you're attractive in that state. And so he just wants to talk to you and get to know you, and you front him off. Like, this is what happens, right? I do actually believe there's another content creator on this platform that says this all the time. You guys have already met and dismissed your husband. You done already met him. You done met him, you've crossed him at some point, and you dismissed him for some reason or another. Some of y'all have already missed the boat. And it's because we're too self-absorbed as women right now. Women, and I know that men don't like when we say this, but women are winning right now, right? Women are winning, right? Women are everywhere, right? Black women are being elected mayors for the first time. Black women are getting prominent positions, and Black women are winning, right? So we don't have time for these weak Black men that can't keep up, right? Until 40 hits. And as a woman, everything changes. It definitely does. And now you see all these 35, 36, 40-year-old, 43-year-old women, and they're on the internet and they're like, I'm tired. I know, boo-boo kitty. I know you're tired. You never was supposed to be living life like this. You've been in survival mode for years, and now you're tired. So, that's all I would say. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, this is it's a cautionary tale, and I'm not trying to take a dig at this woman. She's being honest. She's being transparent. But she's a cautionary tale. This is what it looks like. This is how this ages. All of y'all young girls on the internet right now saying what you won't take and what you won't do and how you won't settle and that's how this ages. Fast forward, that's your future. Unless you make a change.
That's real. It's real right there. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, we gotta quit acting like we got all this time. Yeah, I think that's part of our downfall. Just procrastinating, acting like we got all this time, man, and just focusing on all this irrelevant stuff that we focus on. We put a lot of energy into a lot of nonsense. You have a lot of stuff that really yields no fruit, and a lot of stuff that really doesn't get us to the next level. Like, we spend a lot of time on a lot of nonsense if we actually sit down and just look at it. Yeah, but like I said, we don't put it towards the right things, and then as time goes on, then we want to circle back like, man, life done passed me by. Like, I done missed all of it. Like, dang, what happened? So yeah, I think we got to get serious about that, man. All right, I got one last one, man, and we're gonna get up out of here. I ain't want to go all night. Well, this is a quick one. This is actually for the fellas right here. So I'm gonna let this run, then I'm coming straight to the fellas. Hey, hold on, let me get where Coco at. Oh, there she go. All right. Okay, cool. I'm gonna run this last one. This for the fellas right here. I might pull the women in. We'll see how this go.
Who you talk to? Who is it?
Shay.
That ain't your man right there?
No.
Where your man at?
I don't know. I ain't got one. He gone.
What y'all talking about?
I'm trying to find my homegirl.
How long you been out here?
Since like 4. I just got here.
Where you from?
I'm from Oklahoma.
What you doing in Birmingham?
I graduated in Auburn.
Pretty.
Thank you.
You ain't got no man. Why? You crazy, ain't you? I know what you be doing. Look.
Oh, man,
Look.
I should. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing.
If it's a man out here that's ready to treat you right, take care of you, do the right thing, what's your Instagram?
ARIIMARSHAE on Instagram.
That's what's up. Have fun.
Thank you. Y'all.
All right. So I got a question. I'm looking at the fellas. Oh, Vince done hopped off. Oh, there you go. Yeah, let Vince back up here. So I'm looking at the fellas right now. Fellas, I'm looking at civil first. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking at civil first. Tell me what you think is wrong. What's wrong with that young lady?
She seems very, like, literally and figuratively just lost. She's just kind of floating in the wind, and then whatever comes her way versus being active and presenting herself in a way that would make a man of repute want to actually spend time and deal with her. As of right now, if I saw this girl, I would think she was a nice girl, but she's a flip. I wouldn't think that this is the kind of girl that you're going to want to put a ring on, the kind of girl that you'll take seriously. She'll get the "you up" text, and then at the end of the night, she'll get, just kicked out. But aside from that, she's just a giant red flag. Just someone who's lost, who thinks that they're going to attach to somebody else who's going to give them meaning to their life and show them what they need to do, versus actually taking action and being something that's, going to help her herself get further, versus just a tether.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that right there. Well, B-Boss, I see like you trying to push the mute, man. You trying to say something, man?
Oh, I'll say sorry, my hand was just down, but I'll say I think me and Silver have the same mind tonight. What's going on? Yeah, man, like, it's just that's the type, especially when, my younger years, that would be a hit it and it's over.
Why?
Because she's just so. If I rolled up on a woman like that and she said, like, because when the guy asked, "You single?" She said, "Yeah," and then he said, "What was it that she said?" He said something. He's like, "Well, I should." Like,
who you talk to? Who is it?
Shay.
That ain't your man right there?
No.
Where your man at?
I don't know. I ain't got one. He gone.
What y'all talking about?
I'm trying to find my homegirl.
How long you been out here?
Since like 4. I just got here.
Where you from?
I'm from Oklahoma.
What you doing in Birmingham?
I graduated in Auburn.
Pretty.
Thank you.
You ain't got no man. Why? You crazy, ain't you?
No.
I know what you be doing. Look.
Oh, man,
Look.
I should. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing.
If it's a man out here that's ready to treat you right, take care of you, do the right thing, what's your Instagram?
It was that, because he was even trying to give her a kind of out, like, oh, you're one of those ladies who has you have standards and values. And she flipped it and said, no, I should. I was like, oh yeah. That comes out quick when a guy speaking with a woman. So off rip, you already know she's dealt with pretty bad. She's had bad experiences and she hasn't picked well. So yeah, man, that because she's attractive. Shit, I'll do it if I was a younger man. Now that I'm older, yeah, I would run away as fast as I could. So I'm with Civil, man. It's
Okay. Is Cole still there?
I'm here.
Cole, did you see that video?
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm like, I could be reaching whatever. I'm giving my opinion. So I feel like men don't know what they want because I feel like at the same breath, a certain man would sit here and say, "Oh, well, she don't have too much guidance. Let me guide her. She's not really tainted, so she's something I would want." So if that's the truth, I call bullshit on everything said. Motherfuckers don't know what they want.
Cole ain't holding nothing back tonight. Okay, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at all. Okay, I was just curious. I said, y'all drop a comment, man. Let me know what was wrong with the young lady. Was it nothing wrong with the young lady? I'm just trying to understand something. Vince, you trying to say something, man? Go ahead, man. Or is he going off? He going off? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to understand it. Man, what was that? Civil say he can agree with that. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh no, that was to another comment made
all right.
Before. But if you don't mind, I'd actually like to address something that Cole just brought up.
Go ahead.
She's talking where she says like men do want a woman that they can guide, but I also don't want a box of rocks. Like if I'm gonna have a woman that's gonna be mine and gonna be with me, and we're gonna go build something together, I have to be able to count on her as well. So if I'm gonna be able to say that, we're looking to build a shed this weekend, I don't need her to lift the heavy stuff. I don't need her to bring me wood. I don't need her to bring me brick. But if she can bring me down lemonade, she can be proactive. She can do the things that I need and find value in. A woman like the one in that video, based on what was presented and I can see, is somebody that you have to do everything for. She's going to give you the starfish. She ain't going to throw anything back to you. She's just going to let you give and give and give and not really return or reciprocate anything. And that's like, I think why Beatbox and I are on the same level when it comes to women like that, because we've seen them. We know what that's like. A lot of women will say, oh, she's so sweet, she's so nice. No, she's just boring. Like she's just whack. That's the reality.
Okay. Vince, go ahead, man. Y'all know you saw that video, Vince. Is there something wrong with the young lady? Is it not? What you see, man?
I'm thinking they being a little hard on the young lady. She says she just graduated from college. She seems like she doesn't know how to articulate herself. I think she might have been a little nervous. But then you also have to realize is that our culture is not raising husbands and wives. So she don't know what to do. 80% of our households are single mothers, and if you got a daddy, he across the town. So we are not raising husbands and wives. So other cultures go to school to look for a husband. So if you have somebody from another culture, she might have had a whole different answer to his questions. Oh, I'm single now, but I'm looking, or oh, I'm single now, but I just finished my career and I have so much to offer to a man, and so it would be a different conversation. She's just trying to figure it out. So I think y'all are being a little bit hard on the young lady.
I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree with Vince. Like I agree. I think that you can't say just like Big Bad Bulls, just like he said, right? You can't say that you want a young woman who is undamaged, to a certain extent, right? And then when she comes up and she's a little rough around the edges, you know what I mean? Because she hasn't had as many experiences, or she's still developing. She doesn't, you know what I'm saying? You can't say, well, she's not right because I'm going to have to do this for her, do that for her, do this for her. Right. Like that's kind of what, I don't know for the older men that are saying that go younger, because before they're tainted, before, you know, they've had all of this trauma and all of these many different experiences, then there's going to be something that comes along with that too, right? Like there's going to be something that comes along with that younger woman. Just like if you go older or your age bracket, there's going to be some stuff that's going to come along with dealing with that woman at that age and that stage of her life. There's always going to be something, right? So I think that, yeah, I'm not saying that you guys are reading her incorrectly. You may be right. You may be right. But I do think that also I have to make the case for maybe she was literally just, she didn't really know how to answer that question. Now, to Vince's other point, though, he's correct when he says that we're not raising husbands and wives. We're not, what's coming out of our homes right now is not women who are equipped to be wives and men, young men who are equipped to be husbands. That's not the product that we're getting. Not by and large. I'm not saying there aren't some, right? But we're speaking in general terms. That's not what we're saying. That's not what's out here right now in the younger generation that's coming behind a lot of us. Like, that's not what we're seeing. So we have to take that in consideration. Yeah, I would just say that. Yeah, I'm gonna land there. There was another point, but I think that's mainly what I would say.
Okay. All right. No, I was just curious. So that video came across, and I'm like, yeah, let me see what the fellas say. Let me see what they picking up on, what they reading. Let me see what the ladies say, what they picking up on, what they reading. Yeah. So okay, I was just curious. I was just curious on that. All right. Well, yeah, that was the last one for the night. Like I said, I wasn't going all night. We're gonna take some clothes and we're gonna wrap this up. Oh, Hershey, you just came out. You want to say something? You getting ready for closing, man?
I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess I can close out, I guess, whatever. And I was gonna say something about the video. Because like that whole video, I mean, you know, I'm on the fence with it because I feel like I do feel like the circumstance was kind of awkward, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for us to like just give her a shot because of like how it was and how she appeared. Because for me, if I would have like, you know, first impressions are a lot for most people, for me. So just from the fact that seeing her, like, if you go back to the video, she's just sitting here the whole time on her phone while he's still trying to interview her. Is just showing like her lack of attention span, not decency to say, oh, let me end this call real quick. Let me call you back. And then, you know what I'm saying? She's just sitting there on the phone like this, like she's doing two things at once. So that's like what we're talking about, like as far as we're not raising wives and husbands, we're breeding and we're grooming individuals with like a lot of personality disorders and ADHD. Unfortunately, that's what's coming out. That's becoming the product of most of these new generation. And with that combination, it's hard to be able to connect and to be able to show some intellect. You know what I'm saying? But again, at the same time, she out there. See, like it was like an event going on and stuff like that. So she was just caught off guard. So it was kind of hard to just make a complete judgment about who she is, what type of person she is. She could have been just embarrassed or just shy or just nervous, you know. So I'm gonna give her that. But yeah, but just going off of how she presented, I still think though, even though all that I just said, from those deep inner things that I saw, as far as how she didn't have the common sense to just like put her phone down or do something, you know, that type of thing. That's something that I look like. I'm thinking fast forward, you know, that if I was to try to kick it with her, you know, is that going to be a problem? Where I'm not even going to be able to, you know, have a convo with you. You're always going to be on that phone, have something in your face, someone's occupied. So that's how I saw it. That's how I looked at it. And but I guess with my clothing, I'll just say that I was end up saying that going back to the whole what we're producing. You know, as parents or as families, you know, we need to work on. I don't know. We got to get back to that. We got to get back to raising men to be husbands and providers, and women to be wives. But it's hard too if so many families are broken, you know, up, you know. But you can do your best. Like for me, I'm in a home where like I grew up with both parents. But right now, my son didn't, you know what I'm saying? And he's not right now. but I'm still instilling what I know as a father and how to be a good husband and be a good man. I'm still providing that for him. I'm not letting him be a statistic to that. He's not going to be like those individuals out here. And but going way back, rewinding back to the stuff we were talking about a little earlier, is it? I'm a little nervous about his future though, as far as like marriage and relationships too, because I'll just say this one thing and I'll be done. So like this past October, I chaperoned his homecoming. I wasn't all up in his face. I like did my own thing. I was away, but I observed as I was like doing the coat check and all that stuff. But I was observing, like I was trying to like look and see what type of girls is there. You know what I'm saying? What he could choose from, this and that. And what I saw, I was like, I couldn't see anybody that was like worthy of being like, you know, like, hey man, you need to get on that. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't hit. But again, they're still young. They're still in high school and everything. So maybe I said to myself, you know what? He's still young. Maybe, he gets to go to college, gets his education, do his thing. He may see somebody with intellect and somebody, around that time. So I'm not too worried about it. But just from what I'm seeing, what's coming out, I mean, because I remember back when I was in high school, we had our things and our women, we were all our immature ways and this and that. But still, we still had like, I don't know, we just had like some different type of values. It's just different. I just saw it's just for me to see it from an older's perspective is just different from what I remember when I was coming up. A lot of things are similar, but it still is just different. Where it's like, okay, I don't know if we're like doing the right thing here with our kids. But yeah, I'll leave it at that though. We gotta every time I come on here, I always kind of emphasize it starts at home. I'm gonna just say that again. It starts at home, as far as how we build each other up. When each home thinks that way, millions of homes can make a difference.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a fact, man. And to your point, Herschel, yeah, it is different, man. It's different I'm gonna say like it's different in a bad way. Yeah, I think the one thing that I think that we don't realize is social media. It made us very unsocial. Yeah, back when we came through, you still had to spit some game. You had to holler now. Now it's text messages, it's DMs, it's group chats. To your point, you go to the homecoming, man, and you standing by, because I go through it as well. You know what I'm saying? I get my son up there. I'm standing by watching just to see, who he gonna hop on. And the girls is grouped up, the guys grouped up. Like ain't nobody cross mingling. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody dancing. They standing over in the corner looking at each other. And I'm like, what's going on? So the whole social aspect that used to exist when we came through, like that thing is broken, man. And I think to your point, Herschel, when you said it's, we gotta adjust or we gotta work on these things at home first. That's true. Right, we still got to implant, you know what I'm saying, some of those fundamentals that we used to get, you know what I'm saying, from the moms and the dads and the grandmas and the granddaddies. Like they used to give us them little nuggets, and we never lost those nuggets as we grew up. We still got to get that to these young folks, because I said if we don't, they will be lost. Yep, they will be lost. They will be unsocial. Their feelings and emotions is gonna be off. The attention spans is gonna be short. So yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about, Herschel. Yeah, and it's concerning, man. It's concerning, man. So, but let me go. I'm gonna go. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Vince.
Yeah, my son went to prom. I asked him, "But did you dance with a chick?" They just stand around and listen to the music and be on their phone.
Yep.
Did you see how many people was going to homecoming in these proms solo?
Yeah.
They're not social. They don't interact with each other. It's really kind of weird. Like, how do you go to your prom and you don't? And then I think, do they even have slow music anymore? Like a good night? Because I remember, when I was, because I still remember my prom, which was 50 years ago. No, I'm just playing. But I remember Guy was out and they played that jam, Let's Chill. and you get your nice little honey. Let's chill. Let's settle down. And you
Yep, for
just
sure.
in it. That Jodeci Forever My Lady was out back then, and you get your, you
Yep.
you try to cop a booty feel or something, but these kids, they don't.
It's missing.
Different. It is very different, and that might be why Black love is over.
Yeah. Well, I said I'm trying to help us turn the corner, man, the best I can, man, and try to do the part, you know what I'm saying, via the platform, man. But it's affecting. It is affecting the young kids, and this is why I say, some people may feel like it's not their problem, but it eventually ends up being your problem. Especially if you got some kids coming through behind you, or you got a little family behind you, like they gonna run into this stuff when they get of age. Yep, to your point, Vince, you know what I'm saying? Even with the music. Like you don't hear ain't no guy level folks no more, ain't no Jodeci level folks no more. All it is NLE Chopper and all these other little clowns, and that's the music. So it's like they don't even understand no slow dance. Like closest they gonna get is a hustle. Like that's as close as they gonna get. Yeah, so they don't understand no slow dance. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand copping no little feel. And back in the day, they was trying to stick a balloon between you or some dumb stuff like that. They don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I try to do my part, man, to try to, try to stop some of this, man, because I said it's affecting the kids. And then you throw the social media in, and it's just like they lack the social skills. Yeah, the fellas, they don't even want to walk up on the girls no more. The girls don't even know how to respond correctly and appropriately, you know what I'm saying, when a good dude does come approach them. They come with these little attitudes and all this little slick stuff, and it's just like they don't even know how to, co-mingle, really. So, yeah, it's just an ugly situation, man. Let me get through these closing. We're going to get up out of here, man. Let me go to across the top. I know Herschel already went, and I'll hit Vince again if you want to say some additional, Cole, and all that. Coco, you want to go ahead, then we run around.
Yeah, I would just say, to answer the question, it's over for Black love. Actually, it wasn't a question. The current state of affairs, I have to say yes. If the current state of affairs,
hey man, it's over.
I have to say yes. Like I don't want to believe that. Y'all know that's not really where I'm at, but I have to say yes because. I mean, we just witnessed it tonight. Like, I think there's such a level of, from the men, there's such high levels of misogyny. And from the women, there's such high levels of misandry. Like, we literally are. And I know on this platform, we don't believe in, we hate each other. We don't promote that on this platform. That's not what we do. But when you see men getting in the comments, and attacking women just because they see a female face or attack mode instantly, automatically. And no, it wasn't all the men in the comments. It was only specific men and the most egregious. It's just like, we got to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? That has to stop. Like, this is why we can't go anywhere with these conversations where we should go. These conversations should be having way more impact and should be getting to way more people. But the fact of the matter is, we are not a platform where we get on here and we dog walk women all day. We don't get on here and dog walk Black women all the time. Don't get me wrong. We bring up plenty of issues with Black women, just like we bring up some issues with Black men as well. But we don't dog walk Black women on this platform. And because we don't do that, people are not running to support it, because we're actually trying to have conversations where we say, hey, that's not productive. So we could talk about the issues. Let's do it. Let's talk about the issues on both sides. But we're not men haters over here. We're not women haters over here. We don't do that. So keep that energy somewhere else. That's not what we do. There's no disrespect over here. I can disagree with Beatboxer and still have love for him. Ain't no love lost. Ain't civil. It doesn't matter. We can disagree. That's okay. But at the end of the day, there's respect there, right? There's care. there's compassion there. We have to be the example of what we're trying to share. Like that's who we are. This is genuine. It's a show, but it's not for show. So I think that's the difference, right? If we keep seeing those types of things, then yeah, it is over. It's over. It's over. Because anytime you have a situation where, men can't just speak and say what they want to say without a woman jumping all down their throats, not to disagree. Disagreement is fine. Debate is fine. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about disrespect. Anytime a woman open up her mouth and just because she's talking, there's a problem. If that's where we are, then it's over. Because ain't no love in none of that. There's no love in that at all. We have completely lost the plot. I thought this whole platform building was about so we can work on it. It's like, so we can bring the issues to the table. Like, this is the grievances that men have with women. These are our grievances. So that women would have to listen. Right? But instead it has turned into all we want to do is bash all the time. No accountability on either side. And if that's what it is, then yeah, it's over. I mean, and listen, here's the thing. I got patience. I got the fruit of the spirit for you. But what I don't have is I'm not a doormat. I'm not that. So just know I got time.
Okay. We're gonna leave that right there. Civil, it's on you, man. Go ahead, man.
I think Coco brought up a really good point. This show is not really about, let me say something that's going to be clickable, something that's going to be, real content worthy in regards to being inflammatory. It's more about actually dealing with the solution versus just focusing on the problem. And I think older folks get that. And then for younger folks who have some sort of guidance, they get that as well. And I mean, just because that this platform exists and the people on this platform exist, I would say it's not over for Black love in general. I know for myself, I really don't do social media at all. I really got started into it when I started looking at the prospects that would be there for my son and then also my daughter as she ages. So I figure even if it's just like this really small message and this really small, bit of information that I put out in the algorithm, I put something that's going to be contrary to what has been popularized, which is like the ignorance that's been kind of perpetuated within our community. I would also like to say that it's not over just because of the fact that there are going to be people who are going to raise their children to be wives, to be husbands. And I know that's a major focus of mine. And I think this show, the people on this show, and even the listeners that are on this show, regardless of whether they're, attacking or actually taking the time to listen, they're still getting little nuggets of wisdom. And I mean, in reality, if somebody does have, beef or static, or they want to just have an attack in the comments, then click the link, get on the panel, cam up, and then have a legitimate discussion and present yourself. Outside of that, I mean, being a keyboard warrior isn't exactly what I would call a man. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But outside of that, this is a great topic. I was really happy that we had the videos that we had and we got into the conversations that we did that are super duper uncomfortable. And Vince, I am going to have to copy your little bar setup. I really like that. Like, legitimately, I'm going to put that down here in my basement. Like, I don't even drink like that, but I'm going to have to copy that. That's, yeah. Yeah, I dig that. But yeah, everybody, appreciate the time.
No doubt. Appreciate you hopping on with us, man. B-Box, it's on you, man. Go ahead.
Miss Coco, you know why some of these guys they're getting at you in the comments? You know why that's happening? Because they don't like their own level. That's why. A lot of these red pill guys, you see the things they complain about. That's because that's the women they attract. Anytime these guys say all these women only want their 20% of men in it, no, that's because you can't get it. You can't get decent women. That's your problem. Sorry, bro. And you usually see them they always have OnlyFans models and all. Like, dude, why are you talking to whores about relationships? I don't get that. I don't understand. I digress. But yeah, guys like that, that's where they're at. They're not ready. To the question, is black love over it? I'll say this. I'll just use my life as an example. When I was 14, my mom and my dad sat me down. It was a weird conversation, but they're like, "Hey, beatboxer, we would prefer you to date a black woman, but that's probably not going to happen. I swear to God, this happened. Like, we see that certain girls come up talk to you and they ain't black, and then my mom said, and I don't trust a lot of these black girls. I don't trust them. See what's going on out here. In fact, what we were talking about last week, that last video we had, my mom was kind of saying some of those same things to me. So I don't know, man. I don't want to say no. I want to say there's some hope, but on the other hand, as my parents are boomers, they're old. They're about to be 70. They're like, hey, bro, we see what's going on out here. It ain't gonna happen probably for you like it did for us. So we've accepted that it's gonna be somebody not black. So I don't know. Take that as you will, guys.
Okay, appreciate it right there, man. Appreciate it. So I'll go ahead and let you speak for yourself real quick.
Hey, man, it's over.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you speak for yourself. All right, Vince. I don't know if you want to add anything additional, man. It's on you, man.
I definitely want to add in. I seen the topic and I said I have to come on this show. Black love is definitely over. It's definitely over. It's not even a question. Black love is over because I'm a very statistical type of person. So I look at the numbers. So for the majority, which is over 50% of Black Americans in this generation, is over. 70% of our homes are being raised by single women. We are the only race of people that champions a single black woman. No other race champions a single black woman. We're the only race that is divided. We got to have a black girl magic. We got to have a black female BET. Like, if it's a BET, what difference do it make? Well, if y'all give black men something, then what are you giving black women? Well, if we give it to black men, you're giving it to black women. We are one, but we're not one. Black women over here and black men are over there. And it's over. And we never talk about it. And I look at a lot of financial stuff, building financial wealth, yada, yada, yada. They never talk about relationships. Usually that's how you build wealth in marriage and making good decisions when it comes to relationships. They never talk about, finding a good wife or how wealth is really built and how wealth really lasts is through families.
Right.
It ain't built by this single chick having a little entrepreneur, a little side hustle. So it's over. It's over because there's too much pandering. There's too much money to be made in our singleness. They have co-opted the black church. We can't even talk about salvation in the black church. It's all about getting money. So I think what's going to happen is that the few people that got it, we go have to circle the wagons. If you got a 2-year-old daughter, and I know that you raising her to be a wife, I'm gonna put her with my 2-year-old son and just see if they get along. Hopefully my daughter don't have to meet somebody at the gas station. She can meet somebody at church. She can meet somebody at the school she went to. She can meet somebody at the social events that she went to that's been raised like she's been raised. So to answer your question, it's over.
Okay. Leave it just like that, man. Appreciate that close out. Cole, you want to say anything? You still on there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, so quick comment. So to me, Vince, what you just described, having your child and then kind of going through your network to see if they match with somebody else. I mean, that's to me the basis of an arranged marriage, which I already said that I was for. So, I mean, if that's one tool to guarantee a successful marriage, then so be it. Not against that at all. Um, Two, the question is black love over? Yes. Like, I am purely disgusted and disturbed by the arrogance and attitude of black men. Like, that trait to me is just fucking terrible. I don't find that trait in other communities of men. And it's like, to be honest and all the way real, how dare you? And for what? There's no basis and reason for that type of arrogance and attitude. I don't understand the basis of it at all.
That's real.
So, in my perspective, yes, it is over. And for me, with learning and seeing and really looking at how I want to be treated, dealing with that type of arrogance ain't part of the deal.
I hear that. Okay, that's is that how you want to leave that, Cole? You gonna leave that like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. There it is. There it is. Okay, I appreciate that closeout right there. Herschel, you good, right? I know you went already, right? But you want to add anything else?
Nah, I mean, I think I'm good. I'll just say something in general. Like, I really appreciate everybody on the panel. It's become like another little mini family for me. On the web or whatever you want to call it. Everybody got good perspectives, and I think we do handle things like really maturely and appropriately. Everybody can get their points out and not necessarily feel vindicated or just feel disrespected, for the most part. So that's why when people do come in those chats in this, in the comments that way, that's why we respond in the way we do, because we're not from that. We not about that. So people learn, the people come and they go, they have to just learn and deal with it, realize that, it ain't happening this way. I just wanted to say that and just say everybody have a good rest of the week. Eventually, we still got to find a way to physically link up. We still haven't done that, but
I mean,
be boss, so you can get on a flight or something, Even that, wherever y'all
Hey, let me know, bro. Let me know.
I mean, we could create something, just one day. Probably more so in the spring or summer or something like that. We'd still do, or maybe Vince invite us over to his, his bar over there. That would be nice too.
For sure. Right. No, we would shut that down, man. We would shut that down.
Right. All right,
cool. Definitely.
All right, cool, man. Let me say this real quick, and then we're gonna get on up out of here, man. To the question, is it over for black love? Is it over for black love, or is black love over? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say not just yet, because I don't think it's gotten bad enough yet. Yeah, I think right now, I'm gonna be honest. I think right now everybody's smelling themselves. If everybody's smelling themselves, everybody out here thinking they're making some money. Everybody got 9, 10, 12 businesses. Everybody out here don't need men. Everybody out here don't need women. Everybody got the great titles. So life seems like it's good. But I think the piece that we are missing is you're going to hit a point where you're going to be ready to circle the block. Yeah, the facade only lasts for so long. You're going to hit a point where it's going to get real, and you're going to have to circle that block. You're going to want some companionship. The ladies, y'all going to want y'all a man, a husband. the fellas, y'all gonna want y'all a decent, legit, legit woman, a wife. Like, you gonna have to circle that block. Well, right now, I said everybody feel like they big stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? They ish don't stink. Everybody rich. And it's just been little things that's happening that's got people ready to turn that corner. You know, folks losing jobs like crazy. I'm seeing some videos being made. Folks getting laid off. Folks getting furloughed. Grocery bills going up. Yep, car notes getting crazy. You know, school education costs getting crazy. You know, loans not being forgiven. I'm seeing some things happening that's got people making some different types of videos now. Yeah, but I'm starting to see people now want to spin the block and turn the corner and say, you know what, maybe I didn't go about that right. I do want somebody in my corner with me. I don't want to be out here by myself. Yeah, so I don't think we're there yet. But I think once we hit that point and folks really see what life is really doing out here and life really get to lifing, I think folks gonna come up out of some of this nonsense and some of this delusion they in right now. And they're going to want to get real. Then it's going to be time for relationships. Then it's going to be time for husbands and wives. Then all of a sudden, everybody going to want to get their act together. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm starting to see little things now. It's already starting to happen a little bit. But, yeah, I think folks still smelling themselves out here. And I think once it get real, that's going to change. But, man, shout out to my panel, man. Shout out to Coco, Beatboxer, Civil was on here. Shout out to my guy Vince. Shout out to Cole. Shout out to my guy Herschel as well. Hold me down on the panel. And shout out to everybody in the comments, man. We appreciate the comments. Appreciate y'all blowing up the comment section, man, and bringing y'all perspective to the conversation. At the end of the day, man, we're going to have a conversation, man, but we're going to do it respectfully. We're going to do it with some maturity. We're going to do it with some tact. That's the only way we're going to make a difference and turn the corner to move us in a better direction. So, yeah, as long as that's understood, we are good to go. But, man, this is Kandid Konvos, man. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, smash that like button, man. Please smash that like button, man. Also, my YouTube folks, hit that subscribe, man. And turn on them notifications so you know when we drop content, man, and when we go live. But with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch you guys next Wednesday.